anywhere. And you'll be notified if you get a key in for Skull Woods by a text box in advance. Also, maps are kind of important as well because they'll tell you what pendant or crystal a dungeon is on the overworld map. They will not have access to that information normally. And as you can see, there's our Skull Key to Dark Palace. And compasses, they're good for newer runners, but not for us here, as they just tell you how many items you can find in a given location. And we got a sub right off the bat. Thank you, New York Rambler, for that. Yes, both runners are doing similar strategies here. Wow!
That is a pull.
That's all the evolves they need.
Well, we won't be bomb-starved this seed, that's for sure.
Yeah, and 20 rubies from this first chest here. And Uncle has a key on him to Ice Palace. All right.
Good for routing convenience. Not much else, though.
Yeah, there is a little bit of nuance with the key logic in which the randomizer checks if you have a certain amount of keys. But I don't know all the nuances, so I won't be mentioning them too much. So in the logic's brain, that might be required, but for us, it may not be. And both runners are doing similar strats. They're going straight to Kakariko. It's almost like they're mirrored.
Yeah, no Houlihan either. I know it's been a popular strategy lately.
One of which I implement as well, because my personal favorite strategy in Keysanity is to go for that Houlihan and then go for Sarhasala early, because that's one of the few ways you can get information without a map, is you can talk to Sarhasala or the bomb vendor and get information on the green pendant and the red crystals respectively. And oh, did you see what was on the lumberjack ledge there?
That's a small key. That's they're going to remember that for later.
And we got another sub from, I hope I pronounced this right, Therastrix11. Thank you so much for your support. And 20 rubies at Mushroom. Nothing good there.
I think that's our is that our third big 20 so far?
Yeah, and there's like 28. And there's a big key. That's one of the bigger items to find, and it's the one to Ice Palace. And with that small key Ice Palace, they logically can go mode the dungeon without needing to do the bomb jump. But they would also need Samari. I almost forgot about that. Key-wise, they're good. Now we see both runners starting to head towards Kakariko Village. There are a lot of items here.
A lot of items, maybe a lot of keys. It is Keysanity.
Yes, and getting back to that small key, the ledge, they won't know what key it is until they pick it up. So it could be important or it could be a dud. There are a few one-off keys in the pool. And there's a cape and 5 rupees. And of course, the shield. And another small key. This one to Ganon's Tower.
Oh, I was so hoping for a Castle Tower key.
Kind of was too, to be honest. Oh, there's the bow. Well, they have a weapon now. Not necessarily the best choice.
Well, it'd be a bit better if they actually had arrows.
Solski actually has 5 arrows from a random drop. But not the most convenient weapon because it is and resource intensive. And arrows are not easy to come by.
Yeah, even if you know where to look.
Oh, hello. There's the big heat Easter. We already go fight the Armos.
I was going to say, is that and desert?
And the single rupee and a Pizza Hut. Wow. 3 big keys all within the proximity of Kakariko Village. That is interesting.
By logic, Armos can die now.
No.
Oh, wait. There is that one dark room on the way.
Yes.
Yeah, the only dark room I was thinking about was toward that one chest.
Yeah, there is another one. And yet another big key. This one to Turtle Rock. Man, there's all the big keys here in Kakariko. This is insane.
So did all the villagers remember their keys this time?
I guess you could put it that way, yes. And we got 50 rubies here. That's actually pretty good. Because if they didn't do a tree pull, that would be their bombs right now. There is a shop right actually in that little shack right there. And we're going to see our library check. Hopefully it's not too fast. It's the oh boy.
That could be a thing.
Magic powder. Locks one item, but if you know a trick, you don't necessarily need it, but it's always good to have as well. And only a vanilla piece of hearted race game.
I have no doubt both these runners know that trick, but then again, if certain items hiding behind that powder...
Yeah, not going to be able to do it. Still, it'll be a nice safety to pick up, so I don't imagine either runner will forget about it. Because it's just too darn helpful.
Yeah, it does turn a lot of Dark World dungeons into safety dungeons, essentially.
There's our lamp. Oh boy, we are missing a sword, and then Aga's on the tape. Oh no, keys. Almost forgot keys.
However, Eastern is now squarely on the table.
Yes, completely. And what do we have outside the dam? Just a piece of heart.
Solski's living dangerously right now, skipping that heart.
But it's only a piece of heart, so it's not going to give them anything recent. And we don't seem to have games audio here. We're going to look into that real quick for you folks. Hang tight.
In the meantime, Solski's luck on those big 20s.
Yeah, and there's another bomb, but he's choosing not to pick it up. He only has 2. What do we got here? Small key. Thieves Town. That's actually one of those one-offs. Compass to Hera. Another compass. To start a rock. Oh, there's our Castle Tower small key.
One more key. Actually, we could have a Castle Tower key and a sword on the way up to Aga now.
Yeah, that is entirely possible. I don't want it to see that, though. And now Solski has to be incredibly careful.
Yeah, on Green Jerkin, those crabs are 2 hearts of damage. He is within 1-shot range on the way up here.
Yeah.
And so is ScootyPuff.
Oh, yeah, ScootyPuff's got to be careful with these crabs. They're at least easy to dodge, but their sudden horizontal movement can throw you off guard.
Horizontal, they are fastering you by quite a bit.
Yeah. Vertically, though, they're not that much of a threat. And just a piece of heart at Ice Rod Cave. Both runners will be getting that. And these runners have to go to Eastern at this point. And it looks like Solski will be heading that way.
Kind of surprised we're not seeing the... Well, it kind of makes sense not to fake Flipper. They don't have rupees for Zora, and they don't have the Moon Pearl to check the Waterfall Cave.
Yeah. They could have fake flippered, checked the lake item, and then went up to Tarasula off the docks there. But that might have been a little bit slower.
But the guy under the bridge could have had something.
And with that last bomb, we're going to blow this up, and we have a green pendant in Tower of Hera. Now we do not need the Tower of Hera map. We know that information.
We also have money.
And there's the map to Ice Palace. And there's the Power Glove. Interesting. So, I believe the trolls in the chat are hoping for, I mean this term loosely, they're hoping for sword on the way up, key on the way up, and the moon pearl on the pyramid.
I'd take that.
And Solski is out of bombs and arrows, and so is ScootyPuff, so this is going to be very interesting here. You can get a first few chests without needing a weapon, though.
And if you know where to look, in the big chest room, 3 of the 4 pots have 5 arrow drops, so they do have 15 arrows guaranteed on the way.
Yes, and there's a bunch more in the armor's room. I think 20 total amongst those 6 pots there. So they will have plenty of ammunition for the Armos fight. And yes, we have vanilla music here. That's another thing about Keysanity is you think, okay, I'll just use the music to tell if it's a pendant or crystal. Nope, we shuffle it on you. Oh, there's some more bombs for Solski. And ScootyPuff will be getting those as well.
See, knows just when to give you a little bit more ammunition.
Solski falling for that little trick there. Alright, so this is the one room you can get by without worrying too much. Because, yeah, you can just chuck pots at them.
And there's another bomb.
And we have an arrow booster, so I'm not sure if that was their first one or not, but that'll put them up to 35 arrows at most, if it is.
At this point, I think you would rather have the 10 arrow drop.
Yeah, I kind of would like it too. There's our moon pearl! So already my trolley idea has just gone out the drain.
Well, now we still need our way to the Dark World.
Yeah, I was hoping for a moon pearl on pedestal or pyramid. Not gonna happen.
Aga still might be our way into Dark World, though.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Just finding the hammer is enough. Or the other glove.
Well, if hammers and flippers are in Eastern, it's still Aga require. I mean, not Eastern, Pod.
Oh yeah, that is true. Using the cape there. Gets another arrow booster.
That's something I never think of, just because you rarely come to Eastern with an invulnerability item.
Yeah, most people will damage booster there, but with 3 hearts, it's a very big risk. How you're supposed to do the room, by the way, is just kill all the enemies, and then the bubbles dissipate from the switch. And ScootyPuff not using their cave, going to go over the kill route, as I just mentioned. Once the last enemy dies here, those bubbles will just separate. What if all the pendants are in Light World? That is a possibility.
Got a point. We haven't seen a map check yet.
Well, we don't have any maps for the Light World.
Also true.
The only information we know is Pendant Hera is green pendant because of Sarasla. And ScootyPuff bailed on Eastern. I don't know if he realizes he can kill the boss.
Yeah, that is very surprising.
I think he might have got tripped up by the music. Which we know is not going to be true here, as they have a big key to Swamp, and it is a crystal dungeon!
odds are that might not come back to bite Scooty. Big key to swamp isn't terribly important right now.
I think Scooty just forgot. It's either that he forgot to fight the boss, or he's waiting to mix it with Dark Palace if it's Crystal as well. But there is a chance that he was confused by the music being the pendant theme.
Well, looking at his arrow count, it's possible that he doesn't know about the arrow drops and is afraid of running out of arrows on Armos.
That is also true. That is something else. Probably doesn't know you can farm the room there. And we have a bottle there at the back of Escape.
And to answer chat, yes, the only thing the Swamp Big Key opens is the Swamp Big Chest.
That is correct indeed. Well, you'll see if that comes into play. But both runners will be getting that key no matter what. Just a matter of when ScootyPuff goes back to finish Eastern. And Solski gonna get another... Oh wow, there's 2 different bomb sets in 2 different tiers of the poultry. One is 8 and one is the single drop.
It looked like the tier 1 is the 8 bomb drop.
Yes, it is. So that must have been the tier 2 or tier 3 pull. And can we yell at Fred for this? Because that's a vanilla boomerang.
Fred! Is this even randomized?
Oh, Solski did not bait the guard properly. And he comes to these down. And ScootyPuff is over at Zelda's cells. Getting a little bit body here by this guard. Gets rid of them, thankfully. And
He might have been looking for the death warp.
Maybe? No. It's gonna probably save quick, get out of here. And there's the cane of Brian.
I just remembered, if he did go for the death warp, he's got a fairy in a bottle.
And yes, just to clear up any sort of confusion here, this is a 3-1 bracket or Swiss match. Both runners have won 3 times and lost only once.
Yes, the winner of this race will go into, as you put it earlier, go into the mosh pit and try to come out on top to claim the final slot into the bracket stage of this tournament.
Yeah, and there was, what, 200 plus people? So it's going to be a big, big race. And we see ScootyPuff taking the mountain path. This is interesting. Cannot get too many items here, but we'll get the warp for the old man. And yeah, I did not know you can get the small key through the trench. It's so hard!
How about that castle tower play?
Well, that's interesting. And Scooty is going up to Spectacle Rock. Cannot go to Hera right now because they lack the mirror. There is a small key on Spectacle Rock. What's inside Spectacle Rock Cave, though? It's our Titan Spin. That's our Dark World access.
Oh my.
That does it. Now, that does not mean Aga is off the table just yet, because we do not have a means to get to Palace of Darkness from the Dark World.
Solski, I was joking about the castle tower play, but thank you anyway.
Gonna go up and check. Gets a few more arrows so they can keep climbing. They're at least going to check the first 2 chests. I'm not sure if they'll be able to go all the way up. Although it would be funny if we had a situation in which we did have that sword on the way up as well as the other key. This first chest is just a heart container, so there is no chance Solski can get up.
That wasn't just a heart. That was the Sank heart.
Oh, wow, yeah. Full heal for them. And we see ScootyPuff going to go to the village of Outcasts here. And that is a pretty nice find on Solski's end of half magic.
Not going to complain about that.
And he is taking a death warp.
He's probably going to go check the one chest and escape.
I mean, it makes sense. Get all the checks done nice, pretty quick.
Think that'll mean the only chest in Light World between both runners that we haven't seen is Agina's Cave.
Yeah, but there is one other location that we haven't checked yet, and that is Zora. And both both runners do have access to Zora. Not the ideal access because you have to walk there, but they do have access.
That's right. They got Moon Pearl. Fake Flipper and check the waterfall cave while you're at it.
And that too. But the idea that they would have to do the vanilla path and just walking there with the power glove. There's another heart in the escape sequence. So Solski's up to 5. And yeah, bottle vendor was big 20. There's our hammer. So those gloves are required for Dark World access. And that takes Aga off the table.
Well, hold on.
And except for the small key, I just now realized, yes, I almost forgot about that.
That could be the Swamp Palace.
Or it could be one of the keys we need for, I don't know, Dark Palace, even though we can technically beat it with 5 if we really need to.
Solski's getting a sick kid check in.
Yeah, I don't think ScootyPuff did this check. And it is a small key to Skull Woods. That would have been nice to have for ScootyPuff, not having to go through the bumper room. But with that hammer and with the sword, ScootyPuff could do a full clear. Oh, no, I stand corrected. I almost forgot. They don't have the Thieves' Town keys. There's our flippers. So 100% required that you fight or you go up Death Mountain to get your power glove. And that opens up the rest of Darkhold for you. And we get another 300 rupees at the chess game.
That's 2 of our 300 rupee drops. They're getting rich quick now.
Indeed, and we see ScootyPuff going to dip into Thieves Town, can get the first 4 chests. But whether or not they are progression was another thing entirely. Let's see. There's a small key. Or, not small key. 20 rupees, yeah. Words. Solski getting their sword.
Yeah, this is not Zelda 1. You cannot buy keys.
And there's Blue Mail.
So the blue mail's going to help ScootyPuff, but only 2 more chests in Thieves Town.
That's right. But with that half defense, can look around. There's our compass of Dark Palace. Oof. And there's another small key to Turtle Rock.
We can't go to Turtle Rock yet.
And there's some frustration volume from Solski.
He can't let too many of those go.
No, not right now, at least. So Solski is a little bit behind because of that mountain gamble that ScootyPuff did, but again, ScootyPuff has to go all the way back in the Eastern Palace and get the Armos slain.
So ScootyPuff going to the digging game, I expect he'll start doing a follower quest chain.
Yep, and 3 digs for a key. That's pretty fast. And it is to Dark Palace. I believe that is our second of 6. The minimum amount of keys you need to full clear the dungeon is 4, and we just had our map check for Ice Palace. That is one of our pendant dungeons, it looks like, or the red pendant. I only caught it for a brief moment.
Yeah, it looked like a pendant to me too, and that means we only need to find one more pendant.
Striving Duck. Oh, Nifboy's saying there was a red crystal, actually. I saw red, at least. I saw that much. And yeah, they do need the Cane of Samaria to enter Turtle Rock. There is a forced Samaria use in the first room.
Well, they can get into Turtle Rock without the red cane.
Yeah, they just can't get past the first room. Solski now has their hammer.
Oh, that wasn't a red pendant for ice. That was a red 6.
Yeah, I like I said, I mistook it for. I saw the red and I thought, okay, it's a pendant. I didn't see the shape clearly enough. That's my bad.
I agreed with you. And here's Froggy World Tour.
Piece of heart at Stumpy. Getting this chest is a little bit of a thing because of these Gibdos. And there we go. Solski is into this middle chest here, the vanilla big key chest. Gets rewarded with a bomb expansion, though. And here's our information. Skull Woods and Ice Palace. So, Skull Woods is our other 5-6. So they will need the Fire Rod, confirmed for this seed. And we are about to see the cave formerly known as Hype Cave. Has a little bit more value in Keysanity, but will it have it? Let's find out.
I've seen it pay out a little bit lately. Oh.
Whoa, right away, Silver Arrows.
They have the bow. That'll work. And the ice rod.
And the mushroom. And a small key. The Tower of Hera. And a piece of heart. That was pretty good. Bumper Cave has a map, too. So those still
go for it.
Yeah, having that extra information will help. Because that map could be the one map that ScootyPuff ignores, and that might be the difference. I have commentated a race that has ended with a significant information advantage of just one map. And this is the map to Dark Palace. And Dark Palace, I saw that clear as day. That's our blue pendant.
Yep. That cape use.
Yeah, using the spot dodge there and avoid the Terror Bird. And there's another map on the pyramid. This one is Swamp. So we'll know if Swamp is required or not. And I think our runners will appreciate if they know if it's a crystal or not, because If it's a crystal, then that means they don't have to go digging around for the hook shot. They'll have to find it at some point.
Now,
But
us as commentators, we already know all of the crystals and pendants.
do we now?
Oh wait, no, we don't, because ice was not a pendant.
Yeah, I that was my mistake.
Ignore the man behind the curtain.
Cactuar, you cannot carry the kid and the toad at the same time. You can only have one follower at a time. And ScootyPuff is checking catfish. Hammer pegs not paying out. All right, catfish, what do you got for us tonight?
One thing I learned recently, within the past couple weeks about catfish is if you throw bombs in, it does not work.
Catfish is a key to Turtle Rock. That's interesting. That is our second key. So we only need one more Turtle Rock small key, and then we have all the keys we technically need to get through. We can avoid one chest with key usage. But that one chest could have progression, and so all four might be required.
Yeah, we're still missing quite a lot. We're missing Fire Rod, Red Cane possibly, medallions, because we know we need at least one.
Yeah. We do know we need at least one because Mire and Turtle Rock cannot both be the last pendant. There's our blue mail for Solski. ScootyPuff is turning the blacksmith. Now, what does the blacksmith gonna give us?
Yeah, we're getting to the point where these runners need some kind of progression.
And ScootyPuff effectively only getting 10 rupees there.
As odd as this sounds, Pod might be the play.
Yeah, this might be a double dip in the pod situation, but they have to be a little bit careful with how they use their keys. They cannot explore it as leisurely as they can.
Oh, there's also the man under the bridge.
And the entirety of Zora. We have not done that check yet. So ScootyPuff's gonna check the man under the bridge first, and then head up to the Zora's domain. Truth is, you need the red cane to do the trick. For the fake powder. Man under the bridge has the key to Ganon's tower. We don't necessarily need that one, but it's nice to have.
I've seen more than my fair share of GT big keys in Ganon's tower.
Yeah, we'll see though. And yeah, here we go. ScootyPuff going to check the Zora's domain area. Has everything they need. And we're going to start with the two chests here in Waterfall Cave. Piece of heart. And just some bombs. Now, my question is, will ScootyPuff route southward and just walk to Eastern? Or will they go deal with Kiki the monkey and stay quiet?
That was a hook shot.
That's the... Wow. Good find there. That will give them access to Swamp once they find the Swamp Palace, the small key.
They still need a mirror for that.
Oh, you're right. I almost forgot about that.
That does give them full Death Mountain access, though.
It does indeed. And there we go. Zora had a big key to Dark Palace.
That's that's one of those things you probably don't want to see just because it's a pendant.
Yeah, but we have seen pendant dungeons have required items in the past. I think actually we had a pendant swamp palace that was only required for the first chest. And it was because it had the big key to Mire, which was a crystal.
Yeah, I've seen pendant required Mire where the chest right before Argus had the GT big key.
So yeah.
Pendants definitely hold some value. You'd never want to go there though.
No, and of course the most valuable time sink that most runners can do is the pedestal check, but we do not know what pedestal can be. And until we get more information on what our last pendant is, we don't know at all what it's potentially there.
Well, that was Bombos over in Paradox Cave.
And well, we nice to find there. But now that we've seen the map check from Solski, we now know that Swamp Palace is required in this run. We will be slaying Argus. Arrow booster, 20 rupees. 5 rupees so far from ScootyPuff, the rest of Paradox Cave. Big key to Skull. And the map to Skull. Not that we need it.
You know, right now, Ice is feeling like the play.
With Bombos, but do you really want to deal with just Bombos is the thing. That's a lot kind of magic intensive. And at 5 hearts with 1 bottle, not exactly that you feel safe with that one.
If I were in Solski's position, it'd be a bit more manageable just because that half magic.
Oh yeah, that goes without saying, as well as having just a few more heart containers than ScootyPuff. Speaking of which, ScootyPuff is going to Hera. Have we found the big key to Hera?
No, we haven't.
Alright, so ScootyPuff will only be able to check the basement chests here, as well as the single one on the first floor.
Not much in that one.
And I didn't know the blacksmith could swim. Did you?
I thought I'd be weighed down with all them tools.
Yeah, if there's some 10 arrows for ScootyPuff, now more than ever, he has no reason not to go to Eastern Palace, so him avoiding it is still going to cost him a little bit of time. Especially because now that we know that combining the checks of Dark Palace and Eastern is not going to pay off completely. Because one's a crystal, one's a pendant.
Why am I getting this vanilla fire rod vibe?
I don't know. That'd be an interesting play, though.
I know chat's bringing it up, but I got this feeling.
Oh, thanks. You got a song stuck in my head now. Anyway, let's see what here is at the Hera basement. What do we got? We got our third smoky to Turtle Rock. Good to know.
Well, at least we know the seed's not driving us to Turtle Rock, because where's that red cane?
MIA. It'll get back to you on that. And ScootyPuff, after finishing their check of Hera, will now go into doing Spiral Cave. And I actually like this running a lot because that means it'll be popped out just north of the portal to Dark Death Mountain. And that will let him check Super Bunny and Hookshot Cave, as well as the medallion requirement for Turtle Rock. Very nice routing on his part.
Yeah, getting through your Light World and Dark World Death Mountain without the mirror as efficiently as possible definitely helps.
Yeah, Mr. Smokes, Armos had the big key to Swamp, so if the cane is in that chest, maybe they had it. But there's Master for ScootyPuff.
I guess Solski didn't go through Spiral, did he?
No, ScootyPuff is the first one over here, and ScootyPuff decided to do Hera first and get those items. And then they're gonna go to Dark World here and then check everything here. That's what I was getting at earlier.
Oh, right, Solski hasn't been there yet.
Yeah, Solski does not. Only just now got their hook shot. And unfortunately, ScootyPuff misses the clip there with the hook shot. It's something I don't get all the time, but it saves just so much time. It's only like maybe 5 seconds at most, but it's still kind of significant.
Oh, I think it's more than 5 seconds because that skips 2 screen transitions.
Yeah, I was estimating. And 50 rubies and a heart container, much needed for ScootyPuff at this point. And now here we are at the upper part of Dark Death Mountain.
What just be Bombos?
It is... It looked like it was Bombos, actually. I couldn't quite tell.
Yeah, that looked Bombos.
In any case, we're gonna see what the Hookshot Cave has in store for us. Green potion. And people haven't heard of the Bombos. And there's our boots!
What are those?
What are those indeed? Piece of heart as well. And a small key to desert. That's another one-off key. Good to have.
Desert's looking really nice, except we don't have a mirror, or a flute, or a book.
Yeah. But who knows? Maybe Agnes holding it.
That would be troll, and you know it.
That's why he's hiding in the cave. He didn't return his library book.
Book retrieval service.
Anyway, Bachrock's being checked here. Let's see what's inside. We have just a compass. The desert. And something else to note. ScootyPuff, the Magic Man is now in logic. For him. Because of those boots, we can now get the powder.
That's right.
And there is yet another key to Dark Palace.
That takes him to 3. He's 1 away from a hammer yump clear of it.
Yeah. And ScootyPuff will be turning in the mushroom, it looks like. Makes sense while they're in the area.
Well, also, he has access to the powder, so he has no need to hold on to it for the glitch.
Completely true. And yeah, we're about 45 minutes in here. Make sure to give these 2 runners a follow. And once again, we have Nif Boy on tracking, as well as my co-com Dark Shadows and myself, WolfLink0370 on commentary. Make sure to give us a follow too. This race is heating up to be quite the thing. We do not have any true going yet. And I just now noticed, look what Solski's doing.
Oh, I've used that one in Gan's Tower a few times.
Yes. That is an interesting trick, to say the least. The cave strats here are insane. Now, hopefully, the stuff doesn't decide to randomly bonk into him.
I was about to say that would be a good time to death warp. He just manages to dodge all the bones.
And just hugs the Stalfos anyway. Meanwhile, ScootyPuff is heading towards Palace of Darkness.
So with 3 small keys and that big key, he should be able to check everything except Helmasaur King right now, as long as he hammer yumps.
I would make that play. And we don't need to kill Helmasaur King right now because it is a pendant. So ScootyPuff is... And I don't think... Does ScootyPuff not realize this is a pendant, though? Did he check his map recently?
That I don't know.
That could be a thing, but we'll see here. As he finds Ether in the first chest, so that's one of our other medallions, and that could be needed for Mire if that one is also a crystal. But this is Randomizer. They can just need bombs for both.
Is he making the front door play?
And someone's pointing out, actually, no, he does not know. ScootyPuff does not know. Because that was our map on the bumper cave. You're right. Chad is right.
Honestly, I still like this play, even if he knew it was a pendant, because this is essentially 13 items in here.
Yeah, that's a lot of items you can get. And Solski is going to go ahead and open up Turtle Rock in advance. This is kind of smart, actually. We'll save him a little bit of time in the long run.
Also, accessing Super Bunny Cave from the top, you can get to the items a lot faster than if you just... What are you doing? Oh, he's refilling magic.
Yeah. And we have the map to Thieves Town in Dark Palace. So we shall see if blind is required here in a little bit. Comes to Gan's Tower. Not exactly useful at all. And ScootyPuff resetting the room here. Smart play. Those beetles were in their way. Could not get past them. No, here we go. We're potentially going to see the hammer yum here. Not gonna do it just yet. Gonna instead go check the Harmless Hellway first.
Yeah, with the keys he has, if you went for that, then you'd have to death warp to go back and then do the bow path again.
That's right. And we got 5 arrows and a heart container there for ScootyPuff, so let's see what they get. Solski now has their boots. And gets their Spunky Desert, and we also have just 20 rubies here at Harmless Hellway.
Pod gave us ether and a map, but oh, no yump.
No yump. That makes sense. ScootyPuff's probably not familiar with the trick. I'm not either, to be perfectly honest. So I can understand that they want to use this key, and finding a small key to Mire as a result.
That can help with routing. It's another one of those not required, though.
By the logic, you need all 3 keys for left side, from what I've been told. But yeah, you don't need it the keys at all in terms of actually clearing Mire.
Now, Solski made the play on Spike Cave, but only getting rewarded with a piece of heart.
Yeah, it's one of those places that seems to have a little bit more value, just like the old Hype Cave. And ScootyPuff deciding to take a little bit of damage here in the Harmless Elway. Now, because they used the key the way they did, they only have access to one more item. And that being the one right here in this pit. Could have also used, if they did the hammer up, they could have got that chest up there on the ledge. But what do they find? They find more ammo.
Think about it, he probably just took the key door, so that way he didn't have to death warp, take the bow path again. It saved the use of the bow path, which honestly is kind of long.
Yeah, it's long. But does mean that if they want to check that chest, they'll need one more key. And then one more key again if we end up having to fight the Helmsley King, rather. Just to get the item off of him. But we'll see about that.
Yeah, there's still a decent amount of troll left in this.
ScootyPuff getting their powder.
Oh, a save quit on ScootyPuff. I'm kind of surprised there.
Yeah, me too. I would have expected him to go straight up to check the powder immediately. And ScootyPuff is heading... Is this an Ice Palace play? This is looking like an Ice Palace play.
Right now, according to the logic, Ice Palace is the only place they can beat besides Eastern.
Makes sense to me. Let's go. This place is kind of a magic intensive.
I think Solski picked up a bottle with green potion in it.
They both did, yeah.
Not Solski, Scooty.
I think they both did.
I think you're right.
I think it was the bottle in Hookshot Cave. But here is the powder check on Solski's end. Let's see if ScootyPuff made a huge mistake or not. Nope. But yes, something to point out here. This is their play and race lives are on the line here, so nerves could be setting in a little bit. This is basically a high tension match for them both.
This is the play-in race to get to the play-in race.
But yeah, that could mean that tensions are there, and they might just misplay a little bit because their nerves are a little shot. Case in point, ScootyPuff missing the double trigger with the pit and the hole.
Now, it looks like Solski's going to check that big chest over in Skullwoods now.
I don't blame him.
The chest, not the pit.
Yeah, let's see what's in the big chest here. It is just a piece of art, so no vanilla fire rod for you folks. And we're seeing ScootyPuff set up the bomb jump. This is one of the trickier bomb jumps, but gets it pretty easily. So in terms of item go mode, we're missing the mirror. We're missing the flute.
Fire rod.
the fire rod, and I'm gonna say the flute because that unlocks 2 dungeons. Once we have Mire, as well as the Cane of Samaria for that same reason, unlocks 2 dungeons. Only one of which can be a pendant. And we're seeing the purple chest on Solski's end. This could be big. That is one of the other things ScootyPuff did not do just yet.
One other scary thought. We're almost an hour in, and where's that GT big key? There's the flute.
All right, so there's our flute. That is... Actually, all that is Mire access right now. There's our Mire, though. That's our desert access.
That's desert. That's
That's desert. That's Mire. That's also swamp. 3 dungeons. They can't necessarily clear all 3, but they have access to start checking those locations.
But do you make the 1 chest gamble on swamp right now?
I mean, like I said before, it actually paid off for one of the races I've done in this tournament. And it wouldn't necessarily be a bad check, but I'd probably go for ice first. Or not ice, Mire. Getting them backwards.
I'd go desert first just because you can full clear it.
That is also true, but they can do that as well as check Mire, so it works out both ways.
Yeah, if they had red cane, I'd do the Mire before desert probably, but since they don't,
well, I'm at the
never mind. There's the cane.
All right, so it's literally medallion pending. We just need the fire rod for our item go mode. We're still going to be missing a few keys here and there.
So can we just say ice paid?
Ice Palace was the play, that's for sure. Now, what if Fire Rod was on Cold Stare here? That'd be just like the ultimate value. And a little bit of troll on the top of it.
There are already chance of burn the witch. We don't need to see the fire rod here.
Alright, the puffs are getting away from... ScootyPuff here. Using the cape to just be aggressive and try to take out these ice as fast as possible. It has to be careful, but then they also have a fairy, so they can be a little bit reckless, but not too much. Case in point, they've just gone down.
I was going to say I wouldn't be surprised to see a green potion pop, but that's the next best thing.
Alright, one eye is down. ScootyPuff needs to kill the other 2 eyes.
One thing about Cold Stare, he seems to be the laggiest boss in the game.
Well, he's got all those particle effects being generated behind each puff. 2 eyes down.
Glittering Sword doesn't help either.
And there's the 3rd down, and it's just a... Is this even randomized? That's a boss heart on a boss.
Womp womp womp.
But it is our crystal! As we have already known. So with that, Solski will about to get their flute and their Mire. And eventually their Cane of Samaria as well. Man, Ice Palace is just loaded. It really sucks because I hate that place with a passion.
Ice isn't bad when you have boots.
It was the fact that I got trolled by a pendant Ice Palace. And one time in which it actually had my progression, I was defiantly not checking it. And we have Swag Dunk available. You know what that means, folks.
All rise for the Swag Duck National Anthem.
But yeah, getting back to my story here. I got kind of trolled by having progression independent Ice Palace, and then in a race I did like a few days afterwards, I decided to say, okay, Pen and Ice, we're gonna check this place. Is to make sure there's not get burned again. I got burned by the fact there was no progression there.
Wow, that sucks.
Yeah. So here we go. We're in the Mire, and Mire, that was a lightning fast check of a medallion. I did not see it. Did you?
I did not. Well, if he doesn't go to open it up, we know it's Quake.
Piece of heart and a heart container there for ScootyPuff. And ScootyPuff will be checking Checkerboard Cave here. And there's the map to Turtle Rock, so we'll know if that is, and there is tempered.
Well, again, fight's going to be no fun. So going to check Agina now.
Yeah, this could be... I mean, they're doing all their desert and Mire checks in the same time, so it's not a bad play. And there's our Fire Rod! There's our item go mode, pending the medallion for Mire. We might still need Quake to enter Mire. We don't know. The check was way too fast on ScootyPuff's end.
We do have one possible troll. Well, okay, we have multiple trolls left this seed. We may be in item go mode, but where are the keys?
That is a good question. And ScootyPuff, even... Oh no, it was Solski that has the map to Turtle Rock. And on Desert Ledge is Red Mail. They are pretty much safe in terms of health now with that powder. And Solski does have the crystal for Ice Palace. Making short work of Culture with that half magic cape. And yeah, we do have the whole key on Lumberjack Cave still looming. And there's a single arrow on the torch.
At this point, I think the only small key that can control runners now is the Swamp Small Key.
Flute was required, book was in desert.
That's a thing. Cool guys don't look at ducks?
Yeah, you don't have to worry about facing there at all. You just have to be in the circle there for the Snow and Swag Duck. Aptu, it is possible for randomizer to require triple in the dungeon. Most cases, though, it is usually due to a runner gambling, though. And was that a crystal over at Turtle Rock I saw? And
It's Quake!
It is Quake, so we do need Quake for our item go mode.
Retract previous go mode statements.
Well, I said pending medallion all those times I said it.
Okay, we're good.
I made sure. So Ether is the useless medallion this time around. Fear gas. We have already got the crystal out of Mire. It's actually one of our 5-6. The other one being at Skull Woods, which they now can access. And thus they also have access to Fat Fairy, as we like to call her. The only thing we don't know is where our last pendant is, the red pendant. It can be in desert, or it can be in... Nope, it's right here in desert, so Mire is required.
Well, that's a thing.
So that means Quake is required.
And Quake could totally be on Ped right now.
And we're about to see if that's the case. ScootyPuffJr is checking the pedestal, I think.
No, with Fire Rod, I think he'll clear Skull Woods first.
Yeah. Actually, no, we're both right. They're gonna kill them off, then Mirror, then check pedestal. Classic
there
routing.
you go.
Took me just a little bit. And Jacob in chat pointing out that pedestal's not gonna be required if we don't have all 6 pod keys in the logic. So that would be an interesting situation here, but we'll see. Because we found at least 3 of them.
Yeah, but in terms of pod keys, there's something else to remember. Right now, Laser Bridge is in the logic.
You're absolutely right. Oh, we missed this big key. The Thieves Town! So Thieves Town! Which is a crystal, so that means this pendant that Solski's holding is required!
And there's still another 4 items in Thieves Town now.
So this just got very interesting.
Now, as was mentioned, yeah, we still need 3 more pod keys for the Quake Ped to be a thing, but that's still fairly possible.
Yeah, I would not... I absolutely expect a... words. I absolutely expect a check at the very least. Because if it turns out the Quake is a pedestal, that means our keys are out there somewhere that we need.
And Llamas in chat bring up a point. We still have that Lumberjack key.
You're right. And that could actually be a Piles of Darkness small key as well.
Or the Swamp small key.
So a lot of keys still on the table here, folks. Solski now gets the Fire Rod. Oh! ScootyPuff getting grabbed by the Wallmaster. Back to the start of this final section for Mafula. It's not going to hurt him too much, but now has to be a little bit careful. And he's honestly wasting a little more magic than I would have in this room. Because, Dark Shadows, did you know that Ether kills the Gibdos instantly?
I didn't know until this tournament.
Bombas also works too, but choosing not to use either one. And here we go with the Mothula fight. With Tempered and Red Veil, this should be pretty easy. Just has to be careful of those traps.
Yeah, those traps deal 1 heart of damage no matter what armor you have.
Yeah, it's fixed damage. Interesting. Takes the ape out, does not need it. Mothula has another big key to Misery Mire.
Nice to have, just doesn't help right now.
Well, Solski will soon getting that key as they are also entering the Mothula area of Skullwoods. And, yep, here we go, folks. This is our pedestal check.
It would be so troll if it's a castle tower key.
You can now find your way home. That's a compass, isn't it?
No, that is a map.
So...
Yeah, compass is now you know the boss's lair.
Ah. So just a map, but of all the information we've gotten combined, we don't need that map. And we still haven't found the Hyrule Castle or the Ganon's Tower map either, so it just could be a complete dud. But yeah, pet's not required regardless. Solski doing a very nice kill of Mothula there.
Now, we've mentioned a few times that the Lumberjack small key. There's one thing about that, though. We still need the second castle tower key for that to even be on the table.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the one-to-one logic is in play in Keysanity, but could it be the castle tower small key guarded by Lumberjack? Just essentially locked itself?
They did implement that logic. I don't know if it... But I'm not sure if it's in play for this Keysanity tournament either.
I know it's implied for the, for any open seeds.
We're talking about in open mode seeds, there is logic in play where the key to unlock a chest could be locked within its chest. So, like the Swamp Palace big key that's only used to open the Swamp Palace big chest could be locked inside the Swamp Palace big chest.
But Nifwa is confirming that it cannot, the Castle Tower key cannot lock itself in Lumberjack because of Aga 1 potentially being required for other reasons. So good information there. And once again, thank you to our tracker, Nifboy. He's been keeping us this up to date here with our items. Alright, so here we go with the Hellway. Gonna choose to walk it.
And both these runners still managing to end up in the same dungeons.
Yeah, they're essentially tied, although Solski does technically have the lead right now. Well, with having the wow, nice God Pixel. But yeah, Solski has the lead there with that one crystal out of Eastern Palace.
ScootyPuff has an extra pod key and an extra Turtle Rock key. Now, right now, the pod key doesn't look like it's going to come into play, but we'll see.
Yes, I believe it was elsewhere, though, that the ScootyPuff found them. I think ScootyPuff's done a little bit more overworld than Solski.
I think ScootyPuff made a pod dip, hasn't he?
Yeah, he did. I think that's where one of our Turtle Rock keys were.
And Solski has the Swamp Big Key from the Armos Knights.
And once we find that small key, that's a full clear for Solski. And there's the map to Hera. Not that we need it. We've already got... Both runners have already got that information.
Now it's hammer time.
The Thieves Town Big Chest contains a small key to Dark Palace. That is key number 4 for ScootyPuff. Now has the means to either fight the boss or get the one chest that is the vanilla big key chest.
ScootyPuff has unlocked the Hammer Yump door, but has not unlocked the front door.
That's right, and also has not unlocked the path to Helmasaur King. So there is still at least one more key that he will need to full clear the dungeon. And here we go with the blind fight on both of our runners.
It gets a little crazy when they all come out.
And a very clean fight on both of them. And there's Butter Sword for both runners! This siege just got a whole lot easier. Oh, not a lot, but they're gonna have a very fast Ganon fight. And a Trinex fight as well. Trinex only needing to hit 3 times with the Butter Sword each hit time.
Yeah, the end of the game's going to be pretty quick, but they still got to get there.
Yes. ScootyPuff now taking out the purple chest that Solski's already turned in. And either Solski's going to go check Bombos, or they're going to do Swamp Palace and gamble.
At that point, he might do both.
Actually, now that I think about it, I think it was Solski who did that Dark Palace gamble in the race I commentated on. I'm not entirely sure, though. It's been a while. Oh, gonna go check, the... what is this called? Haunted Grove Ledge, that's right.
Yeah, there you go.
It's a cave of mysterious naming. But Haunted Grove Ledge seems to fit.
Bonk.
Mirror bunks are the worst. Alright, ScootyPuff. Are you gonna go... Wow, Solski. Getting trolled here a little bit. With his portal placement.
I see some frustration slashes there.
Got out, thankfully. That's why I always just put the portal, not necessarily as close as possible, but in a place I know I won't bonk.
Are we about to see a Pyramid Fairy check?
Maybe. What we are seeing right now is a Bombos check, and Bombos contains the shovel!
Can you dig it?
Oh, that's an interesting placement. ScootyPuff gonna go immediately check that. And Solski is taking the bomb over to the Fat Fairy.
And the jukes from Solski.
Yeah, their execution is on point, as well as their routing. Arrow booster at the shovel, so the Bombos tab is not required. The only one left now is Ether. Otherwise, the book is completely useless. Pyramid Fairy, what do you got? Map to desert. Not that we need it. There's Quake!
That we need.
That is confirmed item go mode for Solski. Still needs the keys, but has all of the necessary items they will need to finish the game. It is not go mode yet, folks. They just have all the items. We're still missing keys.
Small key to ice on top of Spectacle Rock. Not something they need right now.
And Solski's not wasting any time, going straight into Mire.
He's got the big key. Do not blame him.
Ether is just 50 rupees. So Solski, who was a little bit behind, is now charging ahead. And we are an hour and 21 minutes into this run. Make sure to give these guys a follow. This race just heated up significantly. And these runners both deserve it for getting this far in the tournament.
Scooty with 3 small keys is going to make the Turtle Rock gamble.
I mean, that's also a valid play. We shall see which one pays out more.
In Scooty Puff's case, with 3 keys, I think you just go to Trinex and skip the vanilla big key chest.
I do that too. So, both plays are going to pay out in their own way. And both dungeons are required, so we shall see which one is the more value. Scooty, we're going to go get the Floating Island small key. We have not seen this yet, I don't think.
No, we haven't.
This could be just as big. It could be the one-off key we need for Desert. It could be the 4th small key to Turtle Rock, which will let Scooty Puff do a full clear.
And we still have two important big keys missing.
Yeah, the Ganon Tower big key and...
Well, okay, Hera maybe not so much.
Yeah. There's our other Council Tower small key!
Oh, that puts Aga in the logic.
It puts Aga squarely in the logic, guarding 1 small key. The question is it necessary? As we find the Tower Hera big key in Mire, oh my goodness! Ah! That means that Moldorm or Sorhasla could have the Ganon Tower big key! What is this race right now? Things have just opened up left and right.
Well, as they hit item go mode and it's opening up, we still need keys.
Fear, yes, it is Ganon. We need to go slay Ganon. And even if it was all dungeons, we'd still have to slay Ganon in that anyway. But we do not need the pendants if we can help it.
Technically, it could still be all dungeons at this point.
Yes, Desert was required because it had the Thieves Town big key. Not too sure about the other 2 dungeons, though. For all we know, the big key to Ganon's Tower might be on Helmasaur King.
Honestly, if they can help it, they might gamble that it's in Ganon's Tower before doing that.
Oh yeah, you're right. Alright, here we go with this chest here. Small key to Turtle Rock. That is key number 4. So that means the item in the vanilla big key chest is in Logic. Here in
depending
Turtle
on
Rock.
what it is.
And yeah, that is unfortunately a map on pedestal. We don't know which one, but seeing as we have not found Castle Tower or Hyrule Castles or Ganon Tower map, safe to say it's useless.
Solski, I believe he's cleared every chest except Vitreous himself.
And blink and you'll miss it. Vitreous is going to melt with those silver arrows. There is a reason why the vanilla game locks silvers behind Vitreous. It's because they die so quickly to silvers. They are just overpowered.
Green mail, 6 hearts, no problem. I got silvers. Then again, red mail, 12 hearts, butter sword. They're just armed to the teeth right now.
Yeah, they're not dying anytime soon. Especially with powder in tow. They can just powder an anti-fairy and there they go. They got most of their health back right then and there. And we see Mimic Cave being charged on ScootyPuffs. Let's see what's there. This could be important. We are still missing a couple of important keys. We are actually missing 2 important keys right now, if I'm reading this right. We are missing the Swamp Palace small key and the big key to Ganon's Tower. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, by the way, Dark Shadows. Am I right there?
I think you're right on the money there.
Compass to Eastern on Vitreous. Reclaiming that crystal. Meanwhile, ScootyPuff opens the big chest in Turtle Rock, gets a heart piece for it. Aga is potentially on the table. Sarasala is potentially on the table. As well as Helmsar King. It's literally anyone's game here.
Solski's probably gonna make that gamble on Turtle Rock.
Get it done and over with. I can believe that. Although, do they not have... I'm seeing 2 keys there. Do they not have a third?
I mean, at this point, wouldn't you gamble on vanilla Turtle Rock keys?
I think our tracker just forgot to mark the 3rd key there. That's all. Oh, Solski is all 4.
Okay, forget gambling. Yes, you go there.
Where was that? I'm trying to remember where the 3rd one was. Yeah, that's what I was thinking there, Arcade Aaron. I thought there was one in Pod. We'll see soon enough whether it's 3 or 4 in a matter of moments.
Small key to Swamp on Laser Bridge.
Oh, that's one less thing to find. So now we're looking for is that final big key. Oh, and he does have all 4 small keys. Huh.
I want another look at that menu.
And it's just right there on his,
Oh, yeah, duh.
yeah, on his HUD there.
Or, yeah, we can look at his HUD.
But yeah, Aga's dead. We don't need any more small keys. Although ScootyPuff might. I don't remember if they have another spare key to Turtle Rock or not. Or not Turtle Rock, bleh. Pod, yeah. And there's the map at Eastern Palace. That's really old news. And here we go. This is the Very quick kill there. And that's an arrow booster right there. And the Turtle Rock crystal has been claimed.
We still need that GT big key.
Yes, and we know it cannot be on Aga at this point. Or it can't be directly on Aga at this point. But the small keys Solski has, even if big key ends up being that Ganon ends up being on Helmstar King, they have all the necessary keys to check. And all of the book spots have been checked, folks.
That was just rupees in the chest, in the vanilla big key chest over on Solski's side.
All right, so it comes down to Swamp here. And we know Swamp will be Solski's next target as soon as they're done. Because at this point, they're probably just going to say, just assume that the big key is in Ganon's tower.
I don't like a go mode Swamp here. Not with the Ganon's tower big key still out there.
Yes, and that is... ScootyPuff can only not check one chest, and that is the big chest. And the reason for that is because early on we had an early Armos slay on Solski's end. ScootyPuff decided to not defeat Armos, but Armos have the Swamp Palace big key. And yeah, Armos is the Eastern Palace boss. We've referred to the only other instance of it showing up in Ganon's tower as Ice Armos because the floor is made of ice. And Eastern Palace does have progression because it is a crystal. We need that crystal to get to into Ganon's tower.
That's right. And ScootyPuff also still needs to get his Quake.
Yes, that being the Fat Fairy, or Pyramid Fairy as it's also known. It was in the right chest, if I'm not mistaken.
That sounds right.
Map to Hyrule Castle. I think we can safely say it. The map on pedestal is the Ganon's Tower map. Because I think we found every other map in the game.
Yeah, I think you're right. And Solski getting a full heal on that piece of heart.
And ScootyPuff is not flooding the key. We'll be checking left side here. Pretty safe gamble to do because they don't want to leave that Ganon's Tower big key behind because that makes them lose so much time.
Only thing worse than checking a dungeon you haven't been in for that key. Checking a dungeon you've already been in for it.
That is correct. Now, ScootyPuff will have to potentially double dip this place regardless if the big chest has our big key to Ganon's Tower. Because once again, that is on the Armos Knights at Eastern Palace. Ooh, are we seeing a zero cycle here? We saw a zero cycle. Very nicely done on Solski.
Very nice. And the fire rod taunt on him.
Very nice quick kill. And Solski grabs the crystal there. You know, left side only has a bomb expansion. And the swag net.
Totally required.
Yeah. I mean, combined with the powder, you can have infinite revives. So, somewhat useful. Not necessarily useful to our runners, but somewhat useful. And yeah, Solski is going straight to Palace, or to Swamp Palace, rather.
ScootyPuff having to skip that big key chest, or that big chest.
Yes. Solski's gonna make a quick detour and check Bombo's tablet. Pretty safe play. Oh, actually, maybe not. I just remember what's on Bombo's tablet.
A whole lot of nothing?
No, it's a shovel. He might get lured away.
Oh, right. It was Bombos with the shovel.
Smallkey Skull Woods and a piece of heart in the flooded room here in Swamp.
I think Solski will do Swamp first.
Yeah, it makes the most sense. There it is! Big hit against tower. Now, ScootyPuff is not in go mode yet, does not have the Quake Medallion to enter her Misery Mire. But when Solski gets that big key, they will be in go mode. This is their last dungeon.
Yeah, ScootyPuff doesn't know it yet, but that was the worst thing he could find.
Well, if it's any consolation to ScootyPuff, at least now we know that the big key to Swamp House was not actually required.
That's true.
And yes, we did have a Light World day check. It was nothing of importance. $20 rubies on Argus. And there it is. That is the 5th crystal for ScootyPuff. Still needs to go to Eastern. Still needs to get Quake for Mire. But the longer he waits to check Fat Fairy, the less time he has to potentially rally a comeback here. And he sees Eastern as a crystal.
Now, if he checks... Now, when ScootyPuff gets into Mire, he can go mode Mire, so that'll save him a bit of time.
That is true. Now the question is...
Yeah, Solski full cleared.
Now, will Solski just go straight to the back first? Does not look like it, no. Or they might just check this one chest over here first. Going to the back first is the play that Solski needs to make. That will save him the most time. ScootyPuff going back towards Dark Palace. I don't know what they are doing. I know they're going to go to Eastern at the very least, but did they set up the portal thinking, okay, we're going to dig pod for Quake? Because that's going to cost a bit more time.
Yeah, it is. Both runners check the ped, so both of them know it's not required.
But there is one chest here that ScootyPuff has not checked in Dark Palace of Darkness. But we know it was completely unnecessary. No items there were required to our knowledge. And Solski does have the half magic advantage as well. So, really doesn't need it. Small heat of skull. There's the piece of heart. And Solski did, in fact, ignore left side. This is going to save him a bunch of time. Because, ladies and gentlemen, with this chest, we have go mode on Solski at 1 hour and 40 minutes in. ScootyPuff's advantage is slowly diminishing. They need to find Quake fast.
Well, ScootyPuff still has Mire. I think Solski actually has the advantage already.
Yeah, this is a... ScootyPuff could make it rally comeback, though. But they need to... They need to basically rally here.
And Solski with the quick puff strat on Argus.
Never seen that before. I guess it's pokes.
Yeah, gold sword pokes. Little preemptive on the mirror swap there, though. Just take the two butter slashes.
And there goes ScootyPuff. Now gets the crystal out of Eastern, as well as Solski getting their final crystal. They will be heading up to Ganon's tower momentarily. And once again, folks, ScootyPuff could have done this dungeon at the same time as Solski, but chose to leave almost immediately after checking the chest. Now, it could have been an ammo situation. It could have been him being fooled by the music, which was vanilla pendant. We do not know that yet, and I'm more than likely going to ask him about it. And yeah, Solski will be climbing up the tower. ScootyPuff is back in Palace of Darkness.
He's got one more key, so he can go a little bit further in. But is he going? He's going to Helmasaur.
Oh, wait a minute. What information does he not have? Did he ever get the map off of Bumper Cave? I don't think they did.
No, that was Solski.
And
yeah, ScootyPuff is looking for one more crystal now. So
where was? Did he not talk to the bomb shop vendor?
It was Swamp and Ice that were the 5-6.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Did he not remember? Oh, you're right. So then where's the Mire map? Do we... Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what we missed. Where was the Mire map?
I don't know that we even noticed the Mire map.
Right, it was a process elimination. So ScootyPuff is just basically gambling that this is the last crystal. We know it's not.
And right now, there's not even anything that could help them.
Yeah, right. So this is unfortunately Solski's race to lose at this point. As ScootyPuff now gets the realization that this was a pendant. So yeah, we must have figured out Mire was a crystal through process of elimination. That's what tripped me up. And is what tripped Scooty up. About that, again, one map makes a huge difference in your routing.
Yeah, because there was the blind kill in desert to get the red pendant. Hera we found out was green. Pod, Solski got the map for that, and then blacksmith for Skull and I mean, yeah, Skull Woods and Ice Palace.
Yeah, the bomb sniff. So now ScootyPuff has to figure out where the Quake medallion is. And is checking the Fat Fairy. This is the right call. But unfortunately, with Solski already finishing the gauntlet and Lambo 2, it might be too little too late. So this is looking to be a sub 2 for Solski. ScootyPuff might finish around just over 2 hours. But these runners have done an excellent job. Wouldn't you say, Dark Shadows?
Yeah, this was. It was a decent seed, and they made decent calls on it. It's just you said that little bit of information, and that tripped ScootyPuff up a little bit.
I'm estimating times, folks. I don't know. I can't predict the future. So I'm saying might be because I might be wrong. I don't know. In terms of, at least in terms of ScootyPuff. And there's Quake. ScootyPuff is now in go mode. And it definitely actually would save some time, except they can just heal right here. They have a full magic in this pot chest right here. And they have magic cape. I don't think they're dying anytime soon. They also have a blue potion, if I recall right.
I don't know that they have a blue. Could be wrong, though.
I think Solski stocked up.
Oh, yeah, he did stock up. I was thinking natural blues.
Yeah, here we go. Solski entering the Agri-2 fight. And once more, folks, these runners have been putting on an excellent show. Make sure to give them both a follow. This race has been pretty good, so I think both of them deserve it. That looked like it was a triple, but it probably was counted as a single because of how close they were.
Yeah, that was a great single.
And there we go. Agri-2 is down, and now it's time to fight the pig. This is going to easily be maybe even a sub 150 for Solski. This is going to be a great time.
I'm not so sure about minute 30 again, and those teleports can be kind of trolly.
It's like if the RNG is on their side, then it could happen. It's going to be very fast regardless because of the butter sword. Hey, Gan, what are you going to say today? Slugfax.
I swear that's one of the most common ones. I think Solski wanted a pig skewer there.
And wow, this is looking really good. Oh my goodness, I believe that was the
Oh, if he hit that shot, I think that could have been a triple.
I think that could have been the quad. But there we go, Aga's down.
That's not
Ah,
Aga.
or Ganon. Sorry. This race is so hype, I lost track. All right, but just shy of a sub 150, Solski finishes in first place with an official SRL time of 1 hour 50 minutes 5 seconds. GG to him, and GG to ScootyPuffJr1, who just finished off Hitrius. Let's see if we can get Solski in here for an interview.
Yeah, that pyramid check. That pyramid check. And while we're trying to get Solski in for an interview, ScootyPuff is making his way up to Ganon's tower.
That's right. What went wrong for Scooty? Just did not have all the information they could have had. The one piece of information they lacked that ended up saving Solski a lot of time was knowing that Dark Palace was a pendant through a map at Bumper Cave. And thus Solski knew that, eventually knew that Mire was required.
And also he made the play on the. Oh hey, we got Solski.
GG's in your match, Solski. That was an excellent run, almost getting sub 150. How do you feel, man? Walk us through that seed. Seems to be having a little bit of trouble with the mic, but anyway, ScootyPuff is entering Ganon's tower. So, and it seems Solski has to restart Discord here. We will get him back in here momentarily.
Discord, the true final boss.
And welcome back into the call, Solski. Can you hear us now?
There we go.
All right. So once again, you almost got a sub 150 on the sea. Walk us through it, man. That was an excellent race.
Thanks. I was the most upset about missing the sub 150. Actually, was just messing up the torch for the second round of volleys on Ganon. That would have got me it, but
I think you also had. I think you also had the legendary quad shot opportunity there as well.
yeah, I think it was possible, but I just didn't really go for it. I figured I'd go for safe strats just because it was. I figured it'd be so close.
Yeah, you were also kind of out of position. I had to guess. But yeah, you actually had the advantage here with the Bumper Cave map pickup, which was information your opponent did not have. They ended up doing Helmasaur King.
That's unfortunate. Yeah, when I saw that, I actually wanted to do Potty more as an earlier dip until I did Ice and basically got everything I was looking for.
Yeah, Ice was just godly in this.
Yeah, I mean, if I went there, I would have been able to do all that overworld so much more meticulously and efficiently. But unfortunately I decided to do like purple chest and smiths without the mirror. I then elected to do, I think it was Skullwood's big chest as well, just to kind of route it in as a whole kind of package. Makes
Yeah.
to make
Something else that kind of threw us for a loop here at the start was that you actually went and killed the Armos Knights. Your opponent opted to leave them alone.
That's odd.
Yeah, I think we don't know exactly what the situation was. They didn't have max arrows or enough arrows to kill Armos at the time.
Yeah, when you went in, I think ScootyPuff had 9 arrows.
He had like 6 or 9, yeah. But something else he We heard it was actually the pendant music, so we're wondering if he got thrown off by that as well.
Yeah, it's possible.
But yeah, the other thing is you found that Quake medallion, and that puts you into the item go mode. And then once you found the big key, he actually found the big key before you for Ganon's Tower, but didn't, because he didn't check the get that map. He didn't know he was in go mode. Gambled on Pod, and there you go. That gave you the opening you needed.
That's unfortunate.
You guys were neck and neck through most of the dungeons.
I was actually expecting a close race, and it still is actually pretty close.
Yeah,
just because how. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, he's just now dealing with the torch puzzles in Ganon's Tower. That's how close you were.
Yeah, right on. Just because once we did ice, I figured the sea was going to get really linear, and it ended up doing. It was basically point A, point B dungeons until we found Quake, and then that sealed the deal as well.
Yeah, something your opponent also didn't have is the half magic, so they had to do some interesting things as well.
I can't remember where that was now.
That was the second chest of Aga Tower.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He never went up there. Which is kind of good because as of this point, we now know that there was nothing required behind Aga, even though it was a small key at Lumberjacks.
Thank God I have a lot of swordless practice in as well, because that first 20 minutes, man, was totally inventory management with arrows and bombs.
Yeah, you were actually running low there significantly.
We got through it though.
Yeah. And there's the last small key, one of the last small keys to Dark Palace, right there in the validation chest. Your opponent just checked it. So pod was absolutely not required. There also that map. I can only assume at this point that it was the Ganon's Tower map because we never saw that, and I can't think of any other map we didn't see. We didn't see.
You mean the one on the floating island?
The one on the torch or pedestal rather. Pedestal had a map, if you recall.
Oh yeah, it did. Actually, one thing I thought of after I got the swap key, I was like, wow, I forgot a key at what was it? Spectacle Rock. That would have been embarrassing.
It turns out that was the other Castle Tower small key.
And then that would have led to another small key. Wow.
Skipping keys. Who would have known it would let you go faster?
Yeah, we didn't find.
I'm probably glad I forgot about it then, just because if I did, I would have definitely thought about it.
Yeah, another thing that was kind of interesting is you're missing Ether. That was in the first chest of Dark Palace, that one on the left. And neither one of you found a shield better than Fighter. And here we go. ScootyPuff is entering the Ganon fight.
So how'd you like getting buttered silvers for your Ganon fight?
Felt good.
Always nice to find that. And there was no way you're avoiding that butter sword either. Blind had it. Silvers could have been missed. They were in the old hype cave.
Which ended up being a really good hype cave, actually.
Yeah, it was actually pretty decent. It also had your ice rod, which was, I believe, required as well.
Indeed, it did. And mushroom.
Mushroom, though, didn't have anything.
I think a T-Rock small key as well. Don't quote me on that. It was
wow.
It was one of the keys, I know.
So ScootyPuff just hit Ganon, but did not actually stun him. He actually got a silverless slash on Ganon.
Those are the worst.
Yeah, they're incredibly rare, but With silvers, they don't necessarily need to do it. And Ganon is down for ScootyPuffJr. Once again, folks, GG's to both these runners. As we see ScootyPuff entering the door and finishing with an official SRL time, 2 hours 15 seconds flat, and ScootyPuff's in the call here. I have to ask you, ScootyPuff, right off the bat, what was with you avoiding Armos right at the start? Were you confused by the music, or were you just worried about your ammo?
Yeah, it was just simply that I didn't have any arrows. I had, 3, I think, and I needed to kill so many enemies in there.
So I'm just gonna follow and ask, did you not remember there's like 4 sets of 5 arrows underneath the pots just before Armos?
Yeah, but I needed to get past all the little guys too. So how many arrows did I need? There's 8 of those I'd have to kill?
More than that with the red Igor.
Yeah.
There's also 2 pots right as you climb the stairs as well that would have had arrows as well, so that's 6.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't happy with that double dip, but I mean, I knew I was coming to pod, I knew I was going to be back, so I really wasn't that upset with it.
Yeah, that's the other thing, is that the pod map was actually at Bumper Cave. You never did check that. Your opponent did get that information.
Yeah, I saw the map and I was like, not worth it. And then I ended up gambling on pod, gambling a soft lock, I think, and oh well.
Yeah, and the only other advantage your opponent had, which actually helped them a lot, was the half magic. That was actually in the second chest of Aga Tower.
No. Yeah, that's great. I was, on my way there when I realized I was in go mode.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that Quake Midnight is what kind of messed you up a little bit. Because once your opponent had already found Quake and defeated Vitreous when they found the Ganon Star Big Key. And they were actually in the dungeon right behind you when you were finishing Swamp.
Yeah, I thought about checking Pyramid Fairy and going up there, and I just decided to do other things. I don't know. I mean, how much did I lose by? About 10 minutes, so I don't know. I needed to make up a lot more ground than just that.
Yeah, unfortunately, you will not be advancing into the Mosh Pit race. But Solski, you will be. Are you worried about actually pulling that off?
Not worried. I mean, statistically speaking, I probably very slim to none chance, just because you're gonna have so much great talent in that one race, and we don't know. We will find out tomorrow if there's gonna be 2 entrants or 1. But I mean, the trade-off's gonna be either have Andy in the race for 2 spots, or you have 1 spot available without him in there. So that's not really, either way, it's kind of really gonna be rough. So I don't know. We'll just see how it goes. Just race our best race, maybe some gambles, then see how it goes.
Yeah, that is going to be good here. And speaking of races here, let me go ahead and give you guys a just a quick rundown of what we got coming on the schedule here. Starting right now, if it will load. Sorry, having a little bit of trouble getting the schedule up.
So while you're doing that, what was on pedestal? I don't understand. I didn't know what that was.
That was a map.
It says something about finding your way home? Is that just a generic map? It doesn't tell you which map it is? Is that how that works?
Yeah.
That is right.
As far as we're aware, the only 2 maps it could have been was the Mire map, because I don't think we've seen that, or the Ganon's Tower map. But yeah, folks, following us up here on Speed Gaming will be New York Rambler and Who 42 Baker. That is a 1-3 race. And that'll be the last race for today in terms of the Link to Fast Randomizer. But we're on Speed Gaming here. Make sure to give Feasel a follow, as well as Speed Gaming 1 through 4. There are tons of races, tons of tournaments going on daily here across all the channels. And once again, give a shout out to shout out to our tracker Nif Boy here for keeping track of this race. And once again, our 2 runners. Oh, yeah, and I guess myself, Wolflink, and my co-comp Dark Shadows here for putting on a great show for you tonight. But, yeah, final thoughts on the sea for you two?
Go ahead.
Just a lot of fun in general. Kind of a bit of a different sea, but honestly, in the long run, I just really enjoyed the style of it. So it was pretty fun. I had fun.
I also had fun, but I hated the start of it because it was like, what, 3 or 4 hearts and no weapons for a little while, even though I knew I needed to go to a few places that I wanted a weapon. But, you know, hey, I'm not upset. I had, what, just over 2 hours. I can't argue with that.
I shall answer that in places of Dark Shadows here. We will have... the schedule here only is listing 1, but we will have Ridley Dragon on the mic, guaranteed for that race. If he's got a co-comp, it doesn't say here. So yeah, look forward to that, folks. But yeah, from all of us here at Speed Gaming and the Link to the Past Randomizer, I have been Wolfling Goes Zono. Joining me on the mic was, once again, Dark Shadows 59. I'm going to let him sign us out.
As he said, that was Wolflink. I'm Dark Shadows. And good night, everybody. See you next race.
We'll see you all next time. Thanks for watching.